Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao the Fourth, Chief of the Little Republic of Akufo-Addo, and I say, home sweet home. Oh yes, and I say thank God it's Monday. It's that time again where we meet up as discerning citizens to show maturity, deal with matters that are sensitive, matters that are delicate, share ideas, agree, disagree, encourage ourselves and keep the faith that soon our star will shine again. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Folks, it's every Monday at this time, so make it a date. And our topic today, the story of the Butterphant. The story of the Butterphant. So by this time, you should be sending the messages to your chat groups, telling them to tune in, because after the show, you would want to still be discussing it. Log on to YouTube, log on to Facebook and watch it live. And I say, let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, there's been countless times on this show that callers will say, Nana, why don't you start a movement so we join you? Others will say, why don't you even run for president and we shall vote for you? And I remember one caller saying at the time that, why are you complaining? When we asked you to stand for president, you refused. So if you're not prepared to lead, why are you complaining? No, I'm not saying I'm standing for president. This is just to make a point that they may have identified me with a cause or a message. They may side with that cause or that message. They can associate with you on that message. And so based on that, they ask, why don't you lead? So we give you the support. But correct me if I'm wrong, folks. The good subtitle for today's show should have been A Politician in Search of a Message. That would have been a good subtitle. Maybe that would have been a better title. A Politician in Search of a Message. Now, like I said, if I'm wrong, but I strongly feel that one should have a passion, a dream, above all, a message. And it could be anything, from equal rights and justice, from treating prisoners fairly, a green and organic society, education, fair education for all. Everyone must have clean water, so you have a clean water agenda. Indigenous culture enshrined in education. Folks, it could even be that you support LGBTQ, so that's your agenda. So with your message and your belief, you seek for political power to drive that agenda. And by that time, the whole country can associate you with that agenda. Anti-galamsey, pro-family planning. You would have had TV interviews, you would have gone on marches and campaigns. Your social media postings reflect that. You have campaigned for that cause so that people who also believe and share in that passion will vote for you. In the hope, folks, and believe that with political power, you are now in a better place to enact laws in that favor. That's why when you vote for someone, you give them power. Power to represent your ideals. You give them power to go and represent your ideals. It's quite worrying, folks, for a man given power, going about in search of what to do with the power. It can be worrying. Folks, and we seem to have quite a lot of people rushing and paying, pushing, bribing, paying, shoving for power. And after they get it, they then scout the terrain to see what would fly. What will make them win votes? How can I stay in power? And even if it's detrimental to the nation, who cares? If it helps me stay in power, so be it. Again, folks, even though people do not want change, one of the most difficult things in any society is to bring change upon a people. And even though we don't want change, the insatiable thirst of mankind to be led is never quenched. Folks, look at how people jubilate when there are coups in their country. Coups. Now, one of the reasons is because they know there's a leader who is going to lead them somewhere, rightfully or wrongly. They see a firm figure who's going to lead the country, and so they just follow. Because one of the most difficult things to do on a daily basis is to think. To think is one of the most difficult and the most scary thing to do is to think. Folks, I'm telling you, you may have thought you thought today, no, but everything you have done today is routine. You slept, you woke up, you had your bath, sat in your car, went to work. It's the same old routine. Put the files in, put the files out, bam, 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 go back to home, watch TV and go to sleep. You haven't thought about anything. You have just followed the routine. But to actually break away from that routine and think, people would rather say, you know what, rather you than me. So when you decide to lead, which involves thinking, people say, take it. But let me even drop it down, folks. Have you ever got into a traffic light that's not working? And as competitive as we are, we all want to go first. Then eventually we block the intersection. Some street kid will break a branch of a neem tree, rush to the middle of the road, and start directing. Professors, doctors, bank managers, journalists, millionaires in their big cars. This young, quote and unquote, non-entity will command all of them and they will obey. You stop, you go, and you stop. You will stop. He will command all of them and they will obey. Yes, at that crucial time, we look for a leader, and anyone who will lead, we will oblige. Our insatiable thirst for leadership can't be quenched, no matter where we find ourselves in the social echelons. So, folks, again, it's just my opinion. Just my opinion. But I think when the 80 or 90 MPs kicked against their own party that they wanted Ken Ofori-Atta out because of the hardships and, IMF this and IMF that, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity for the Butterfly to resign in protest and to be the voice for the MPs and all who at the time thought along those lines. And my God, there were a lot who thought along those lines that the minister must go. Folks, the Butterfly would have emerged as a natural leader and a voice with an already cooked disciples ready to follow him. So I strongly believe and I think that the aides helping him, or helping the Butterfly, folks, they are falling a bit short on strategy and communication. Just as many politicians, or maybe we are not the ones they are communicating to. Folks, maybe we are not the ones they are communicating to. There's been a general hunger for a third force. Good old Dr. Cynthia Tego is hungry for a third force, and she's not alone in this. People think the duopoly is becoming too much. We need a third force. Folks, whether or not the Butterfly falls in this natural space was just killed when they said, vote for MPP MPs, but vote the Butterfly for president. I thought, ouch, ouch. So then I'm asking, are you forming the Butterfly with a dream and a message, or merely out of disgruntlement? or merely out of disgruntlement. Folks, in all honesty, now I believe that being in the forefront of politics and governance for so long, Alan must have chalked some successes, but it has never been trumpeted, so that people who don't have access to him really don't know. Other than that, he's a president or party leader in waiting. We don't have much. That's why I'm saying his handlers have done him a great disservice. So when the party let him down, the general public had no ammunition to fight his corner. The general public, media, no one had any ammunition to fight his corner. But I must say, when he was about to do his landmark press conference, that's when I heard a very impressive CV being read about him at the very 9th hour. Folks, it may have been a bit too late. It may have been a bit too late. So one is left wondering, folks, you are a co-train driver. You're heading to Tema from Accra. You stopped at Alaju, you stopped at the mall, you stopped at Spintex, you stopped and somewhere in Bachuna. As the train is approaching Tema, you have a falling out with the train company. So you are light and say you cry, you're not happy with the destination. So we are left wondering, is it in spite of or despite? You're not happy with the destination. Is it in spite of or despite? The communication is not coming out clear. So folks, a word to future politicians. A word to the future politicians. Yes, I know you can't fight all the fights, but for Ghana's sake, pick a fight. Let us know you for it. Pick a cause. Have a message. Let us associate you with it, so that in times like these, we can be there to fight for you. So we can be there to fight for you. It will help. And above all, it will boost the overall image of politicians, because currently, politicians are an endangered species. The pride and prestige to walk into a place and announce that I'm a politician is almost dead. Because as soon as you mention that, the first thing that comes to people's minds are negative thoughts. And it could be that you are not it. But the general perception now is negative, because we can't associate. And I'm telling you, there are so many people vying for power today that if I were to mention their names and ask you, what is the cause of this man? What does this man believe in? You tell me, I don't know, other than Opesoye MP, Opesoye DC. That's it. We don't know whether they are championing for sanitary pads for all girls. They are championing for desk for every classroom, that there should be one teacher per classroom. Just said nothing. They have no dream, nothing. All the myriad problems in Ghana from the north to the south. Nothing. Only message be no I say montoma me ba me mama juma montoma me ba me mama juma sa. And truly, when they get the power, they go around scouting to see what message do I give with the power. Folks, as you know, we don't do personal attacks here. We've never done that. We try to stand back, pick an issue, and have a holistic view of the issue. Because we believe that problems are not, just one person's problem. It's usually a culture that everybody seems to fall into. So we like to stand back and look at it from that angle. Folks, talk to me. 0302 216 541. Okay, who's my first caller?
My name is Alan.
Come again? Adam. Adam, what made you pick your call today?
Great. And I hope you are doing well.
I'm very well, my brother.
Thank God. Well, you can call me a political strategist if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Alan, you are so on point to say that the handlers of Alan, they have done him a great disservice. I've always been wondering who are his handlers, who is advising him in all the steps that he took, especially even before he left this government and to go campaign to become the flag bearer of the party. Then when they went for the first round and his performance was not the best, those who advised him not to go for the second round and even to continue to where he's now declared himself an independent candidate, they've not helped him. I'm just thinking, in politics, everything is possible. It appears to me that they planted people around Alan, which is done in politics all over the world, to mislead him in strategy. He has put to the last nail on his coffin. His political life is over. I feel very sad for him, but that's the reality. Good evening.
Good evening, and thank you for picking the phone and calling. Kwabna is on the line. Hello, Kwabna.
Hello, Nana. I couldn't agree with you more, and you hit the nail right on the head. That as a politician and as a personality, you should be identified with something. You should be seen to hold on to an idea, and that is what Alan Chamantin, for lack of a better word, he didn't have the divine foresight. I guess he didn't have good advisors, whether he didn't surround himself with good advisors or he didn't listen to his advisors. But like you said, he should have picked the fight when he ran against Akufo-Addo in the first primary, right? And that would have differentiated him from the group. Because, Nana, like you said, Alan Chamanti is a very fine gentleman. And what I liked about him was his courage to go before Evans Mensah, a hard-hitting journalist, taking hard questions from Joy FM journalists and other journalists. And I believe if he had had a little bit of bone, a spine, and had resigned earlier, like what Emmanuel Macron did in France, he would have had all these youth flocking around him and going after him to work for him to move Ghana from where it is right now to another point. But it's not too late, Nana. It's not too late, because as of now, we haven't identified anybody who has come out as somebody who wants to differentiate himself from the NDC and the MPP. So I believe that you should give Alan Chamantin a chance. We should give Alan Chamantin a chance. We should back him and change the status quo. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too. I hope his handlers are listening. 0302216551. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Oh, hey, let me hear you, my brother.
And after I can you hit the nail right on the head. But you see, all these current politicians that have gone for political positions, we can all see clearly, no misguided. You see, as it stands now, this was the best time for me, in my opinion, for him to even come out well enough. But you believe the person would not lay out to import the country and not to the country. Now, as it stands now, it's late. As it stands now, Kennedy Japan, he can't. He shouldn't even there. as it stands now, Vice President Baumia, he don't, you see, Ghana, the Mahama, Ghana is thirsty for a leader, but amongst this current crop of leadership, they all start within to make it sound or seem as if we said it and they didn't listen. What do? You take a pen and paper and you resign and say, hey, people, I came out when the boat was almost sinking. I realized I couldn't, but I told them they were heading for an iceberg. I am here with these ideas. Do you people support me? He say yes, because as it stands, my message has always been one. We need that person. I don't know where that person will be made from, but I know that person will come. And even if that person doesn't come, no Ghanaians will go and endorse any MPP or NDC parliamentary candidate with or a constituency. You see, we need that change. We need them to know we carry the power. But as it's now, come on, and let's put him somewhere. Come on. I don't trust him because we take here away from trust. What remains is trust. Because you cannot come and all of a sudden you have new traits and you're now trying to sort of rebrand yourself. Charlie, Pierre, Emfa. So, I'm not giving any credit. I'm not saying OBH amongst the current crop of PPNDC and the movement, butterfly movement. None.
But Shem, hold on. You could also argue that, look, he's been there, he's tested the water, he's seen the tricks. It is repenting from there. He could be a good, good candidate because we're repenting. So he's back to say, look, I've been there, I know it doesn't work. This is how we do it.
But Ghana, whoever thought our current president, there will be this quagmire of, I don't know where to use the vocab to use to describe President Akufo-Addo's presidency. Whoever thought this man would do this to Ghana? Obi and Papa, ceremonial president, that our kind of, they stood outside with white people. So how can he do this? He is capable of doing this. I think nobody on those lines. We shouldn't expect anybody along the same political lines to do any better. They will do worse.
Thank you very much. That was Shem mixing your boy. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Good evening, and I hope you're doing well.
Ajiman Joseph, I'm doing very well.
Thank you, Nana. And my question is, when somebody is looking for a job, they look at the person's background and interview the person based on the work the person is coming to do, based on the documents the person is holding, and ascertain that the person qualifies for the job. How many people want to stand as an MP or a president, but they will meet the person to question the person to see if the person qualifies? Nothing of that sort. So I'm a lawyer, a holder of whatever. I want to stand. When I come, I'll do this, I'll do that. But in terms of standing as an independent, as people are saying that who advises who is another issue. But let's ask that, how many people will stand as an independent and come out to be winners? The same guys who will be following you, no. But at the end of the day, look at the votes you are going to get. Somebody is talking about Ashanti vote. But the first round, the original directors voted Ashanti, you are nowhere to go. Now I'm talking about Ashanti vote. Nana, you are on point. God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, my name is Kofi Mensah.
Kofi, what made you pick your phone today?
I'm interested in this topic. A very nice topic.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. What I want to say is Alan has really calculated what he's doing. You will understand very well what he's doing after the NPP primaries are held and then the disgruntled MPP parliamentary candidates who will feel they have tilted their skills for some other people to outweigh them, to get them out. You see where they will go. That is where you understand the movement the man is really forming. That is what I want to say.
Thank you very much for that. 0302216541. A politician in search of a message. Advice to all those who are vying for political power that align yourself with something so that it makes it easier for the general public to support you. So that even when, the stacks are against you, we can come in And because of your beliefs and your fashion and what you have, we can then fight for you. Good evening. I think it's not too late for Alan. Alan can still do something. Nothing is impossible until you start doing. He is not the typical Ghanaian politician who is loud and goes about deceiving people. Edem in North Nation. Hello, who's talking to me?
This is Kwabena.
Kwabena.
Good evening. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
I want to differ a little bit.
Good.
And ask just a question. That it seems to me that all this is being said about Alan because he dropped out. Let's look at if he had continued with the special delegates, and what were his chances? Those who are saying that this is the final nail in his coffin. And if he had gone on and still came out ahead, what would have been his future as a politician? So the option for him was to go ahead, and the manipulation that he was talking about will continue, and he will be eliminated. And what becomes of him? That he should go as a vice president or what? I believe that he's done all his calculations, he's done his consultations, and I don't think his handlers are advising him wrongly. I believe that he's come to this decision after serious consideration and looking at the prospect of what would have been if he had continued with the special delegates. So let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. I believe that he will come out okay.
I hear you. Who's talking to me?
Yes, hello. I'm Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, let me hear you.
Nana, you said everything. You said everything. But there's this question: are we ready for a third party as Ghanaians? Because a Pakwesi Indu came, and what happened? And then the some of these CSOs that we believe they are neutral. At the end of the day, you see people coming out joining the other political parties. So I do ask myself, so those who champion all these things, are they ready to for instance, if they should form a third party, are they ready? Are they going to continue our fight, or they will veer off and join the other party? Because I've been thinking, when you look at those who have been organizing the what do you call it, the debate, the IEA debate, you see some of them coming out join the other political parties. So that's my challenge. Are we ready? So when we are ready, then that way we can have them, and then they will come and save the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's a big question and probably a whole show on its own. Are we ready for a third force? Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, you are talking to Delphinos.
Delphinos. What made you pick your phone today?
Yes, the topic you are discussing is very interesting. Yes. You know, if the status quo should stay as it is, with the kind of people we are, you know, it will be the Ghanaians who make the politicians, they will tell you they can't do this, do that. When they come, it becomes a different story. Because we the same people who are following them, we are the same people who even corrupt them. You see, until we come to the point where we all see ourselves as part of the governance, where everybody in his small place, in their homes, in their schools, do what is expected of them. Until we come to that point, no matter who comes, we are going to continue to have the same problems. So I think we have to look at that.
Thank you very much.
Anybody who comes must actually begin to re-educate the whole populace as to how governance goes. That we all have our part to play. And until we are doing what is expected of us, no leader can actually save us.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, it's been a while. Let me hear you.
Welcome to Ghana from Obi Man.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. Ghana is how many years old? Nana, me ref you.
What's 60?
Okay, so Ghana chapter, if anything, even it's 66, verse 2023. Alan has been part of Ghana's problem forever. And thank God he saw the light, repented, and said, "Oh, I want you to vote for me as an independent candidate." Now, check this. In launching his candidacy to president, asking me to vote for him, he still goes ahead and tells me to vote for a big chunk of the problem into parliament and vote him as a president. Doesn't make sense. I'm concerned about the kind of people putting in parliament. I'm saying we should encourage independent candidates who are not associated with any political party. So they will do the bidding of Ghanaians, not political parties. And this man who says he's going independent is still telling me for this same problem and vote him as president. Now you expect me to vote for him? Me. Maybe if he was encouraging that, if there's an independent candidate in your constituency, vote for them, and together we will make some change. Then we are going somewhere. Me, that thing he said, that thing alone makes me know that he has no vision. He just wants to be president of Ghana. Nanadu is a example enough for me to run away from people who speak big unnecessary grammar. So, what did Nanadu say? He's an example enough for me. So if you are coming, and you are coming to speak grammar, and ask me to add on top of you voting you, continue to put at the chunk of the problem there. Who will change the constitution for us? We want the constitution amended. And the people who will do that are the parliamentarians. Before the president will sign, they are not doing it. I want them changed. You say I should vote for them and vote for you as president. Good evening.
Good evening, Nana Kwesi. This one is from McCosby. Honestly, I don't think we should do these elections next year. We have accomplished women and men in this country. Let's just give the country to them with targets to manage. At the end of the day, isn't it a better Ghana we need? Give Ghana to these men and women who have excelled in industry, manage this country. Simple. 2024 and all the other elections is just a waste of money. The politicians are going to invest millions of cedis. When they win, it's harvest day every day for them. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is Joseph.
This who?
Joseph.
Joseph, let me hear you.
Okay, bro. Once again, thank you for this opportunity for us also to come out with our views. Is Ghana ready for a third force? I would say a big yes to that. Ghanaians are craving for a third force because we are tired of MPP and NDC politics. In fact, our problem, the two parties are our problem. They are the biggest problem we have in this country. But as for Alan, I think he has made a big mistake. If he wanted Ghanaians to take him seriously, he should have resigned 2-3 years back. And then the things he cited, you see that he's now pointing fingers at the government. He's accusing the government of certain things that he thinks the government is not doing right and all that. If he knows he really wants to come out with a political party for Ghanaians to accept him as a third force because we are craving for it, he should have resigned 2-3 years ago and then come out and tell Ghanaians that I am on your side. When we go for cabinet meetings, I tell them A, B, C, D is not going right. Let's change it. And they are refusing. So I have come out. And if he had come out 3 years or 2 years ago, and now he has resurfaced to come with a movement, and the name is also very good. The name on the party, movement, change, a movement for change. It would have been accepted and people would have embraced it. But you can't stay with them. When you enjoy yourself there. And out of pain and out of bitterness because you think you are entitled to the flag bearership, you didn't get it. Somebody has come to overtake you. And now you are embittered. And out of bitterness, You come out, you come and form a political party, and you think Ghanaians are going to take you seriously. No. He has made a big mistake, and people around him, just as he said, have really advised him wrongly. And it's a big mistake he has made. It is not, this whole thing is an exercise in futility. It's dead on arrival by this political party. It won't go anywhere. Thank you, my brother, and God bless you.
Thank you for picking the phone, and thank you for even calling. Hello, who's calling me?
Hello, I'm back.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah. I was very brief initially because I wanted to give people opportunity to also talk. Yeah, somebody said whether Ghanaians are ready for a third force. Mm-hmm. I agree. Ghanaians are not ready. Especially when you have somebody who's coming from the two parties that we all know have brought Ghana to where it is now in such a bad shape. Ghana has become a very partisan place in terms of politics. There are people in the current ruling government who knows everything that is wrong. But you put the ballot box down today, they will still go vote for that party. What we are discussing here, those who call in and probably will say Alan is doing well, is because they either belong to the NDC and they are happy Alan has taken some steps that will inure to the benefit of NDC. Those who are saying Alan has gone wrong are likely to be those who are in MPP, and they are thinking that the actions of Alan will affect MPP. Largely, there's no middle line. It's only few people in this country who actually vote as neutrals. Largely, Ghana's election hangs on two things: partisanship and, to some extent, ethnicity. Until these two things are dealt with, it will be extremely difficult to get a third force. Because, see, Ghanaians will normally tell you, I don't want to waste my vote. And what they mean is that I want to either vote for the party or for that person that I think is likely to win an election. That's why the other small parties have not made it. So until we change this system, it will always be NDC, NPP, unfortunately.
Thank you very much. And I know that these other small parties, I keep saying that normally you don't necessarily have to be the president to lead. But if you can have a good message and you can steal enough votes and get people to come to you to rally your votes, then you can say, look, if you go along with my message, I'll side with you. You still led from behind. But obviously everybody says, Mewini. I don't know where they get that from. But hello, who's talking to me?
I like from Machimota, Nana.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Okay. I guess you guys are not reading the political checks very well.
Good. As
somebody said, this Alan thing will make sense in January. I bet in January they can put today's date down. The reason being is after the primaries of MPP, okay, we are now going to see a real fight between the two parties that people are sick of. You ask anybody anti-sick of MPP and NDC, they say yes. And the two will be fighting. Then the question is, what is alternative? What is the alternative? The truth is, Sam says he should have resigned years ago. No. He should give the system a chance to a point before he can make a decision that this thing is not going well and therefore I must take a move. But if people really means what they're saying, that, they want to change. If you want to solve a problem, if Akufo-Addo is not good and you want to fix the problem, you bring back the same old guy, Mahama, that people think is not good. Is Mahama going to solve the problem? If he can, why didn't he do it before? And therefore, it will make sense to people when they see the two fighting. Okay? And definitely it would be. And people don't even understand his vision now. People are not even paying attention what he's saying. I challenge anybody, and including you, Nana, that this country, they talk about corruption. I challenge you, there's no corruption in Ghana. It's our lifestyle. You are taking bribe from me, and I'm going to pay bribe to somebody, and it's going wrong. Everybody does it. Okay? Take anybody, you put anybody there, and you says, oh, you will say, oh, let's give it to some fine men and women in this country. Who is going to do the work? Go to any office and find out, or ask employers association. They will tell you the biggest problem in this country is human resources. Anybody who comes is coming to steal. Okay? Even before getting capitalization, your biggest problem in this country is human resources. And therefore, if we really want to talk about corruption, we should look at ourselves. Let's look at the guy's vision. What is he going to do different from what everybody is talking about? And that's what I want to say now.
I thank you for saying, I thank you for picking the call and calling. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm very well.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by the kind of responses I'm getting. I'm listening from other listeners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you see, the fact remains that if you go to the US, the UK, all the major democracies we have ever known, they always have the two dominant parties.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it will be problematic for people to even think that there's no need for these two parties that have existed for over 30 years. But my point is this: as Ghanaians, I want to see and urge Ghanaians, or even tell Ghanaians that, look, if two people slap you and you want to tell me that you cannot differentiate between which one is more painful or which one hurts more, then you are the problem of this country. That is the end of my message to Ghanaians. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too. What an interesting discourse. Well, that's what we do every Monday. I bring a topic. I somewhat state my opinion on the topic. Then we go to the phone. Then we agree. We disagree. But hey, the language is decent. Temperaments are measured. Honesty is clear. Now, to reiterate what I'm saying, those of you who are hoping to get into politics today or tomorrow, champion a cause. Find a cause, something you're passionate about, something that makes you angry. You can't fight all of Ghana's problem. You can't have a situation where you are fighting for roads, you are fighting for women's rights, you are fighting for education, you are fighting for media freedom. You can't fight everything. Pick your fight. One aspect that helps in nation development, that's your cause. So that when you seek for power and people back you, they know that once you go there, you would fight and change laws and make sure that that aspect of society is better than how you found it. Politician in search of a message. Happy birthday to my beloved nephew Shamuna Amadou of East Legon. Shamuna Amadou of East Legon, may Allah protect you from your favorite auntie.